Okay, I'm here. Whoa, don't lower your microphone, girl. Lower the music. I moved to webcam. Whew. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday, July the 4th. It's the day before the 4th of July, which is a holiday here in the United States. I'm coming to you from Jersey City, New Jersey. So it's going to be a chill one. I think a lot of people who are working are either trying to get all their stuff, all 5 days worth of work done in the 4th day before the long weekend. And I think other people who are working maybe have taken the day off to get to the beach before everyone else does. And I'm just here with everything bagel with cream cheese in my belly. They were out of egg everything. And figure I'll do a little stream, last one for the end of the week. So, yeah, here we are. The weather in Jersey City it's hot. It's a hot and humid day. It's been a humid week. High of 88 Fahrenheit. We have a thunderstorm watch that I believe coincides with the moment I'm supposed to leave my house to go to aerial yoga tonight. So that's exciting for me. Love to walk through a thunderstorm watch. But, you know, we do it for the gains, right? And the clarity and the mind-muscle connection, the spirituality. And because you pay a lot of money for fitness classes, and if you cancel last minute, you have to eat it. But yeah. So, drinks of the stream today. I don't know if this is gonna last me the whole bit, who knows, but some sugar-free iced tea lemonade mix. Shout out to 4C. Not sponsored, just a fan. An organic fan. And then I have hot coffee with my oat milk creamer in my Sweetwater mug. Shouts out to Sweetwater, to my former Sweetwater rep, Eric, with a K, who's no longer my Sweetwater rep. I got an email from some other guy, and I was gonna reply, what the hell happened to Eric? But that's none of my business. Sales reps change. But it's always a bummer when... I actually went on the sales rep LinkedIn to see if he had said that he moved to another employer. So if you are into music, making music and stuff, I get my microphones and whatever from Sweetwater. They have nice mugs. And if you order from them, they usually include a bag of candy. And it's vintage candy, like Sugar Daddies. Which I love. They were a customer of my former employer, and I felt a sense of pride in that, which is weird. What am I sitting on? I'm like Princess and the Pea over here. Oh, it's my sweatshirt. You know that if you have a few bucks in an Etsy account, you can buy a sweatshirt that has your cat's name on it. I got this. This says Puma Greg, and it says established 201 ? Because we don't know when he was born. It was either 2012, 13, or yeah, it was either of those two. That's my go-to sweatshirt. I got one for Andy that's black on green, but I like the black on black sweatshirt. Okay. What do we want to get into today? Well, yesterday I No, I don't want to open Chrome. I use Chrome for Photopea. Do y'all know what Photopea is? It's an in-browser alternative to Photoshop, essentially. And anyone who knows me knows that I am relatively strict and radical in what software I choose to use and whatever. It's not perfect. Like, I'm streaming on YouTube, which is owned by Google, and I don't like Google. But, like, where I can find alternatives, I find alternatives. Photopea is an in-browser alternative to Photoshop. I like Sketch, and I like Figma, but like I stopped paying for Photoshop. I also try not to pirate software. Actually, I don't think I have any pirated software. Your opinions on that are your own, mine are my own. But Photopea, I pay. It's like an annual amount. And it's the only reason I use Chrome. It removes ads. I think I'm paying $50 for the year. And why I use Chrome is because it has API support for connecting to your actual device. And so I can connect, I could load my device. I could load my local fonts. That was what it was. So if I were to like open, like here are my thumbnails for YouTube. The font I'm using here is HK Grotesque, which is the font that Glitch uses. And so that's a local font that doesn't come bundled with Photopea. And so I'm able to load all of my fonts into here, even though it's a web browser. And that's why I use Chrome versus Firefox, which is what I use for everything. I like Photopea. It's affordable. It's not Adobe. And all I really need it is for like doing dumb shit like this. Nothing crazy. Manipulating images a little bit. I'm not like a professional graphic designer. And Inkscape I have too for my plotter stuff, but Inkscape crashes on me all of the time. So yeah, if you see me opening up Chrome, that's literally the only reason why I use it. But what I wanted to open up was my Fireworks window. Yeah. So some updates. Counting sheep. We are at 761 sheep. Multiple replies. Still going strong. I did get a notification this morning. Upstream failure. Don't know what that was, but it didn't break anything, so maybe just a ghost. In Glitch, whenever things were broken, we weren't sure what it was. I believe in the healthcare industry, they call that idiopathic. This is just like an idiopathic issue, but it's still working. Still increasing every 15 minutes. I finally published after yesterday's stream my official list of postglitch.com hosting options. And I got a suggestion for a static site host that I'm going to check out today. It's based in the EU. I'm not as familiar with EU-based platforms because I'm in the US. So if you have options, let me know and I'll try them. EU really is a better geolocation for hosting if speed is not a problem, but content delivery kind of like solves that problem in terms of privacy and all of that, and regulation. And yeah, and also I wanted to I'll do something a little bit goofy since it's like a light day. Looking at my analytics for Live Laugh blog. I posted, this is like more than usual on a day because I shared my glitch alternatives post. This is like the last 7 days. I wanted to see where stuff was being shared, and they're the usual stuff. People came here from my site, my pal Keith, who used to work at Glitch, Mastodon. I did post on LinkedIn. I like to do just like a little light cyberbullying of my former employer for shutting Glitch down. I'm being respectful. I'm just stating facts. But I did post on LinkedIn because there are people who found out from that post that Glitch was shutting down. But Hacker News, and I'm just like, my God, somebody posted my blog on Hacker News, and I wanted to see, I wonder what they had to say. Oh, you can't see my screen. Thank you, Mike. Here we are. See, this is why teamwork makes the dream work. Okay, here's my analytics. I'll go back to it. Hacker News, there's 10. So let's look together. I can't respond to anything on Hacker News because I was banned from it about a decade ago. Not because I said anything on there, but because I used to write tech satire, if you don't know, and people were falling for it. And I assume somebody in the Y Combinator Hacker News umbrella was frustrated about it, and so they started banning my links. And I did have an account that, like, I don't know, I used to like post on it. I didn't do anything wrong. They just didn't. A big part of community management is not necessarily being like, you did a bad thing, you gotta go, but being like, I don't like the energy that comes around your name, you gotta go, which is like totally fair. More people should do that, like Substack, who have Nazis on that platform. Oh gosh, we have comments. No, this isn't my list. I'm just posting Tell faithfully. Personally, I'd recommend Coolify.io if you're willing to cop for 5 months to have a really great experience you fully control. I'll look at that. And Jethro Nether said, what qualifies this list as official? It's my official list. No one can ever say I'm not a disciplined communicator. This is a beautiful, beautiful, unproductive response to somebody sharing information to people who might need it. What qualifies my official list as official is that it's my list and it came from me. You can fill the blanks of what comes after that. Oh, hey, Naoto. How's it going? How's your glitch migration journey going? I'm gonna close this tab. I see... Usually when you see orange, the next color is red. Oh, somebody shared this with me before. This is an open source self-hostable Heroku Netlify alternative. Okay, we'll keep this tab open. We'll soon be releasing... Oh my god, Sefa. Jen's on a... And I'm gonna have to add, like, Vivo to my official list title so people know that it's coming straight from me and the major label that funds me. Oh, Naoto, you gave up? What part did you give up on? Finding new places for your sites or exporting everything? Because there are ways to export in bulk your projects. And if you missed it yesterday, I'll share in the glitch forum today. I wrote a post of the dates and links to export stuff, and then also alternatives that I'm using. And I also said that I'm going to start a new community code jam. So I'll share that out. Actually, I'll post the link in the chat, because I can do that. This is my stream, you guys. Wait, wait, was that the last little analytics I wanted to... I think that was all... Someone said, oh, I looked at Coolify. I think DO has a droplet for it. Seemed too much for me to understand and maintain. That's understandable. It sounds like it would be a good solution if you were to want to host your glitch apps as separate, like, subdomains similar to glitch. I'm gonna, let's see, I have a code folder here of sites. So it sounds like not dissimilar from what Potch had mentioned, Doku. Deploy, manage web apps on your own server. And Doku comes from DigitalOcean. Let's find some AI slop to compare the two. Shop Coolify Cyber Neck Fan. Dollar Backend. That sounds like it's written by a real person. Oh, you just need to do batch redirect. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's no batch redirect right now. You'll have to manually do all of that. Best application. Why should I choose Caprover? What's Caprover? Scalable, free, and self-hosted platform as a service. It just works. I love that. I went, Andy is off of work today. His job is off today and tomorrow for 4th of July. And so we went out for, like, late breakfast, lunch together, and we took a walk to our next destination. And there was, like, a construction zone thing. And we laughed because this, like, house... Jersey City's full of, like, row houses, townhouses. So it's... The houses don't have yards in between them. They're all, like, against each other. And one of them has been under construction, I guess, for like a while. It's been blocked off, and like the plastic barriers blocking off the front of it already has like graffiti over it, and one says goblin. So whenever we walk by, we're like, hey, goblin was here. Just a little fun inside goof. But they had a construction sign, and you know how like construction companies will have like a sign that's like, work proudly done by construction company, and often the place looks like it's like fucking chaos. Like it's very much a trust the process, but they'll often have like a tagline for the company. Like for here, Caprover, the tagline is "It just works." This one company was like it wasn't exactly good quality comes at a cost, but it was similar to that. It was very much giving like, yeah, we're expensive, but we do a good job, which I thought was very funny. Oh, Stefan, okay, cool. Stefan Bochek has advocated for Caprover. Good to know. I'm going to add that to my mention on stream, as well as Coolify, even though it was mentioned on Hacker News. Gosh, what makes this official is such a, like, imagine like your reaction to like seeing something that someone else did that can potentially be helpful to people. Your first reaction is like, and my reaction to that is let's see, what is this? What's this? Capra is extremely easy to use app database deployment and web server management for your node. Application's blazingly fast, very robust. Uses Docker, Nginx, Let's Encrypt, and net data. Did y'all notice if you use Let's Encrypt that the emails saying they're gonna stop sending emails finally stopped? That was like a funny thing. Because Let's Encrypt used to send notification emails when your cert was going to expire. And then it was like, hey, we're going to stop sending this email. And then they're sending email after email reminding you like, hey, we're going to stop sending the email. And it kind of became like a funny little gag with me and with some friends of like, I've gotten more emails saying they're not going to send email than I've gotten emails reminding me of certs. And now I'm just seeing Let's Encrypt and being like, oh, I haven't gotten one of those emails in a while. So I guess it finally stopped. Love Let's Encrypt. Cool, I'll check that out. I posted this on Mastodon. And a couple things. One, Noelle had a question about one of my glitch projects because she had added support to it. And I'll talk about that. Owen's had some sort of Live Laugh Jam about community code jams. That's actually what it's going to be called. Someone's already asking for a t-shirt. Someone's snitch tagging Glitch and Anil. No, they probably just don't know that I talk to Anil all the time and I used to work there. I love that though. That used to be a thing where like I would post a thing about Glitch and then somebody would like tag Anil. And then I would, like, show that to Neil and be like, wow, snitch tagging my boss is, like, a choice. People would actually snitch tag him on things they said that were not related to work. Bitch behavior. Here is a good post, a good reply also. They got some new bookmarks at it. Regarding static glitch.com sites, you could also look into statichost.eu. They give you 10 gigs of traffic for free and fair pricing beyond that. And unlike DigitalOcean, you don't need to set up a payment option before you can actually deploy anything. Also using EU alternatives is Purple Spokes, both US and non-US, which I want to agree. I happily use it for the website of my ChronoLink service. I thought I did reply to them. You are leaving GardenState.social. ChronoLink, flexible and reliable service for synchronizing Gugu and Microsoft calendars and other calendar-like systems. Includes ICS support. Well, this counts for informational news. Oh, that's cool. It's funny that services like this are needed for syncing across calendars. I've had this issue where like I've accidentally saved something to my personal on my phone calendar, like iOS, and then it doesn't sync with Google. I do primarily use Google Calendar. I would like to move away from it, but it's hard because most of any of the stuff that actually matters involves video calls, and people are using Google Meet because Zoom is expensive. That was a funny thing when I quit my job. I was like, oh, I no longer have like unlimited Zoom usage. I like went back down to like, oh, normies don't get unlimited call time on Zoom. So it's like FaceTiming colleagues. Let's look at Static Host EU. Let me close this out. Static site hosting you can trust. Explore the docs. I'm going to open these tabs. Trusted by someone posted, I think I go trust. Somebody, am I logged in here? No. Go back. Oh my gosh. I'm not logged into my Jen Schiffer account, but someone posted, oh, it was cyberbullying Andrew Cuomo. Oh, this is funny. Microsoft Edge runs on the same technology as Chrome with the added trust of Microsoft. Oh, the added trust of Microsoft. I hadn't considered that. I thought that was so fucking funny. Especially just like the deep fried pixelation of the stuff. Oh, the added trust. I don't know. No storage or processing of personal data. It's a GDPR. Did you notice the site does not have an annoying cookie banner? That's because I saw the most unhinged cookie banner. It wasn't even a banner. It took over. I clicked a link to an article, and then the thing just took up the whole screen, and it looked like a survey, and it was like, oh no, this is like a cookie tray from Yahoo News. It was crazy. I was like, what the hell is this? Hosted in Europe. What happens in Europe stays in Europe. Not sure about that, but everything you expect from modern hosting. I mean, anything happens on the internet stays on whatever AI crawlers, wherever they save their stuff. Deploy directly from your Git repository. We found that is standard for like DigitalOcean app platform. Update your site via webhooks. Custom domains. We'll see what the pricing is and what you need for that. Usually you have to pay for a custom domain. Preview links for branches and pull requests coming soon. We used to use Vercel for hosting the glitch blog. Actually, they might still use Vercel. So like early on we used it, and like to have a preview like staging link before we actually deployed, I thought that was so fucking cool. Yahoo Japan completely gave up with GDPR, so they blocked all access from Europe. Oh my god. Yahoo is crazy. Watch the okay. I think it was a Yahoo Entertainment article. I do have an ad blocker, so I don't know if it's gonna like pop a thing up. Wow, Michael Madsen passed away? Oh, that's sad. He was young. Damn. Okay, I'm not getting the cookie tray on here. Damn, rest in peace, Michael Madsen. Yeah, it's really interesting how that stuff, how some sites are just kind of like, we gave up on it, we're just gonna go ahead with it. I don't know. Preview links, again, really, really cool. Instant rollbacks, worldwide CDN, private beta, ensure user privacy. Hello, fellow developer. Eric Sellon, founder. Does Eric Sellon have social media? That's not him. Not Eric Sellon, the Swedish billionaire property developer. Oh man, that's gonna be such a bummer when like you make a thing and someone with the same name makes a thing. There's other Jen Schiffers, and I'm not the only Jen Schiffer from Brooklyn, New York, but I am the only Jen Schiffer from Brooklyn, New York who got in fucking trouble with the feds for allegedly writing bad checks and harming her club employees. I heard all about it at the time. There's a point where it was becoming difficult to get through TSA. And I was like, why all of a sudden is this like a problem? And then someone sent me an article about federal charges against another Jen Schiffer from Brooklyn. And she looks at my LinkedIn profile every once in a while. No hate towards you, Jen. Hope that you've course corrected the direction you're taking your life and values. Technical director, founders. Yeah. I wanted to see if there's any like social media, because I do care how these founders like post on social, but system status. Oh, they have multiple data centers. Yeah, I would say nothing too crazy. I'm coming from like the mind of a hobbyist developer in terms of like incident downtime. I did work at Glitch for several years. We were not without our downtime. I think I heard LinkedIn counts profile views if you show in search. I wouldn't put it past them. If you show in... Interesting. That makes a lot of sense. I don't pay for LinkedIn. The only time I paid for LinkedIn was when LinkedIn before Microsoft acquired them. I think it's before Microsoft acquired LinkedIn. LinkedIn acquired Lynda, which is like video learning series, and it was like you can learn anything. I was like learning how to use Photoshop and like learning like how to use different software, and then LinkedIn turned it into like LinkedIn Learning, and in order to have access to that you had to pay for LinkedIn. LinkedIn is expensive. I swear I'm gonna get to the static hosting, but like this is a Jen Schiffer show. We're gonna have tangents. Okay, so every day I get a sponsored message from LinkedIn that's like, hey, get like 50% off of like LinkedIn business. And it's like, what is 50% off? $70 a month? That's like luxury software. Luxury. There's other pricing. I had asked, they have different kinds of tiers. Paying for LinkedIn, I mean, you can tell LinkedIn's owned by Microsoft when you're like, okay, I want to like sign up for like LinkedIn. There's so many different fucking versions. There's like home edition, student edition, enterprise edition. There's really like a choose your own adventure for stuff. So premium career, how much do you fucking cost? There's also for marketers, so if you use LinkedIn and you're constantly getting sponsored messages from like SaaS services, PaaS services, telling you to try it out or whatever, like there's a special like sales tier of LinkedIn that gives you the ability to send those. And I know that like some of my former colleagues on the sales team were like, oh yeah, that gets paid for. I meant to go to pricing. Yes, my header image is Krang, by the way. Pricing just doesn't work. Like... You know what? I don't care. I'll click on this weird page. Deny. Fuck off. Okay, so LinkedIn Premium Business... I thought it said $70 a month. I know. Anyway, it is... I know it's $30 a month for like if you're looking for a job. And if you wanted LinkedIn Learning, it's more. Where is LinkedIn Learning? Oh yeah, like down here. LinkedIn Learning, $40 a month. So you don't get LinkedIn Learning, I don't think, if you have LinkedIn Premium Career. But I think it might come with Premium Business. So what are you? Are you a career? Are you a business? Are you a Sales Navigator Core? Or perhaps Sales Navigator Advanced Plus? Are you a recruiter? Or you a corporate recruiter? Like, yeah. LinkedIn's crazy. I used to post a lot more on LinkedIn when I was working in my last job, but I was posting like goofy stuff. Sometimes I was working on a video learn tool at Shutterstock that we closed down, then LinkedIn bought Linda. Yeah, I loved Linda. But whatever. Okay, time to sign up. Let's do it. No, that's not what. Thank you. Magic link. So if you're not familiar, magic link is a phrase I believe was popularized by Slack. And it's the idea of instead of using a username, password, login, you just put in your email. They email you to that email this magic link that you click on it, and then magically you were logged in. And so they don't have to save a password. It verifies your email like all in one step. But I have to check my spam to make sure. I'm looking on my like other computer where I have like the chat and the. Oh, you know what? I don't have that email logged in here. So let's do that. And this is gonna take me a sec because I, like all of you, should use two-factor authentication. Which, and if you can avoid SMS or text messaging, that's ideal. I use an app for authentication. Let's... This probably went... It's funny, my mailbox is saying mail in red, but... My email client saying you have an unread email, and I go to inbox, it's not there. Now I gotta check my phone like a cave person. Okay, so that did not work. Okay, the captcha's going. Okay. Now let's check. This is the second stream in the row where you're just like watching me check email. Which, by the way, when I got unsuspended from Button Down, I never got an email response. I should email them and let them know that, because they should know that. Because it said, oh, when we unsuspend you, we'll like send you an email, but I never got that. And that might be a bug in their tooling. Okay, I'm not gonna... It's not letting me sign up. That or it's going to spam. I'm looking at the spam box. Interesting. Let's try another email. This is probably gonna like trigger something, like they're trying to sign up. Oh! Login, email, send message. Not a user yet? Sign up instead. Okay. See, that's annoying for real people, but you don't want to be like, oh, you don't have an account, because bad actors depend on those cues to know whether they're headed in the right direction. So while it's like annoying to like assume people can like read everything, there's a balance that has to be done. So I understand why they didn't say there's no account here, but yeah. Now let's see. Now if I don't have an email, I'm gonna be ticked off. Someone says, I've always called this the always forgot password flow, which I use on many sites. Yeah, the only thing is it's annoying when like you don't have like your email on hand. Or in my case, it's just not. It's not sending it. Now's a good time to have a sip of water. Hydrate while we wait. They could say if you don't get an email, you might not have an account. Yeah. Usually that's the case. You'll like log in, it'll say, if we have an account, if this email's in our system, you'll receive an email. But they're like, log in. Log out. I'm not getting anything. Maybe they can be blocking my... Sometimes, like, maybe they don't like my email. Let's use an email I don't really use. Yeah, because it says magic link sent, check your email, whether you signed up or not. I have an email. Hey, it's crazy. How you doing? This does feel internet. Okay, we have an email, people. Maybe they just didn't like my domain. So now we have to use normie Gmail. We are logged in, fam. Gen Nation, we are logged on. Okay, so it automatically calls your team what your email is. Let's go to settings. What is a team? Okay. Can I edit my team name? Gen Nation. So, let's see. I have not looked at a single doc yet. This is the documentation. Okay. So, let's start by adding our first site. Okay. So we want to put in a Git repository, so it doesn't matter where it's hosted as long as it's Git. GitHub is my current Git repository service. I do want to move away from it. I actually want to explore hosting my own Git repositories. I feel like that might be like a fun project where I'm just like hosting all of my open source on a Raspberry Pi. And then maybe a second Raspberry Pi that I email to GitHub, and they could put that in the Arctic Code Vault. Y'all remember Arctic Code Vault, right? So you put in your Git repository, and then you can set what branch and like what working directory in case it's like a static site. Or upload a zip file. I love that. So you don't even have to put you don't need a Git hosting repo. Okay. What should I put up? Oh, you know what? Would be nice. Let's go to the folder of glitch projects. So these are static hosting. Let's see. I think you know what would be nice to do? Where are my glitch jams live? Oh, these are the ones I absolutely have to post. I forgot about that. I mentioned glitch apps on Live Laugh blog, and I have to replace them or else this link's gonna break. Where's maybe the Glitch Jams Live 11T site? What is the Glitch Jams Live site called? Jams Live. Okay. So Jams Live, this is all the run of shows from my old Glitch Jams stream. And remember when Zach came on the stream? These are all the links that he had brought. I want to keep this site up, but I don't want to pay for it because it's like archaeological, and let's find Jams Live. So I could just upload a zip file of the build folder. Let's try that. Cool. Let's see. Glitch. Upload and publish. Okay. Go to site. This should just... Watch. Open that. And just index, post, public. Why didn't it work? Let's try one more time. And if it doesn't work, I quit my corporate job and become a candle maker. How do I go back? Okay. That was a big F. If I do it locally, it's fine. I wish that you can see what the file tree looks like. Oh, you're interesting sense look at. Okay. These are details. Primary domain, redirect domains, manage the domain. Okay, cool. So you can set... This doesn't cost money. I can set a custom domain. URL branch, I'm not using that. I don't have environment variables. Password protected sites you have to pay for. Customizing cache behavior you have to pay for. Danger zone. We love, on this stream, we love something called the danger zone. Bummer doesn't work though. Okay, well, that was a dud. Let's try. I guess we could try a GitHub repo that I have. If we must. Welcome to Santa Claus's clubhouse. You know what? Jort Sort. Jort Sort needs a new home. And Jort Sort is also a static site. Well, I do use Node, but to build, but it doesn't need Node. So we don't have glitch assets. This is a big joke. Short sort is a gag. But I archived it, but I feel like if it's archived, can you still clone it? Let's try. That was disappointing, but it's fine. That site. Advanced settings, it doesn't matter. Continue. Cloning. We cannot detect your status. Please have a look at the documentation. I don't think that there's... Maybe because the package JSON was here. Oh wait, oh, I know it is, because this is... Oh yeah, because this one used... Grunt. My phone just said, get your yoga pass. I did get my yoga pass. I did get my yoga pass. I am going to yoga. I just do it for the build. But I don't have that. I wrote this forever ago. This is half my fault, half the site's fault. Gen Nation, we're gonna figure this out. How about if we just... We're gonna try the zip again. Compress. I'm gonna add it to my desktop. Let's delete site. That was my fault because that was a poorly crafted package.json file because that project was like a gag. And if you're not familiar with my work, I am full of goofs and gags. Let's try another zip file. Short sort. Please match the requested format. Well, what's the requested format? Maybe it has to be long. Hey Alan, how goes the codes? It's not going great. I am trying out statichost.eu, which was recommended to me via a Mastodon user in response to my blog post from yesterday where I was sharing my alternatives that I'm using for Glitch. And I've created the account. It did not like my original email address, so I had to use my Gmail. And I'm trying to... If this 404s, I don't know what to do. You can do it through Git, or you can do it through zip file. Okay, cool. That actually worked. Great. Dude, the other day... Okay, cool. It's back. What happened to it, though? Oh, there it is, down here. You know that jortsort's been, implemented in, like, over, like, 60 languages? These are all implementations of jortsort. It's an algorithm I created that is a goof and a gag. But yeah, cool. The other day the page wasn't working. The other day meaning last time I checked. Cool, so we got this working. Let's look at settings. So we're gonna try it. This is great. I have jortsort.technology or jort.technology. This is a... I've been paying for this domain every year, and it redirects to jortsort.glitch. So of course we've gotta fix that. So I'm gonna go to my host, my DNS provider. I'm not gonna show this on screen because I have to leave some things to the imagination, alright? But oh, I did not enter into the right text field! Okay. I use Namecheap for Jorta Technology. It costs... How much did Jorta Technology cost me this past year? Too much money. At least $20 a year. Jort. In 2022, it was $22. I just renewed it a couple of months ago for $28.16. Ugh. But nevertheless, we do it for the laughs. Right now, it's simply redirecting to my glitch app because I wasn't gonna like set up an SSL cert and all that kind of shit for this. So we're gonna delete that. We're gonna advance DNS. And domains. Edit. Jort.technology. I don't know if this will even fucking work. So default DNS record. Alan says, I know so many web devs with aspirational domains. It feels like we should pull our resources and become our own registrar. It might be cheaper. Honestly, it's really kind of crazy how price gougy these domains are. This one's an I want to do a CNAME. See these nuts. Host, I'm gonna do @ for wildcard. And that should work. We're gonna open up a terminal. So right now, if you're in the dig command, no. Sorry that the background looks like a pool, but also not sorry. So this is like what it looks like, I think, when it just has like a redirect. And eventually we would want it to say that there's a CNAME. This is like, and this could take anywhere from seconds to hours. If you're lucky, not hours. Actually, no. If you're unlucky, it'll take hours. Notice that? We have a CNAME here. So, in theory, this means that Jorta Technology is going to here. Let's see what www. I haven't set a CNAME or anything like that for... I just typed www. Yeah, there's nothing there. So it won't do anything. I can set... Well, actually, what I'll probably have to do is set a CNAME record. Whoop, not that. For www. Have it go to the same place. And what this redirect thing means is that if you go to www.jort.technology, it will go here, but it'll redirect it to just jort.technology. And there might be a number of reasons why you want to do that. It doesn't really matter here. I'm just testing to see what happens. So in this last dig, in the pseudo section. You'll see I just have the A record there. And I'll move it into screen. You'll eventually see that C name will come up. This dig command is just handy for if you're messing with DNS and you're like, are changes even being made? So normally you would want to run it on the command before you make any changes, and then you can be like, okay, has anything changed since I made the change in my like domain name server configuration? I've done so much support for DNS at Glitch that I just know what to look for. So here we are. We have that. So let's see what happens. Thank you, terminal. Everyone say thank you, terminal. It's not what I wanted to happen. Okay. I might need to like clear my DNS cache and all that other stuff. I'll give it some time. But Alan, the terminal says you're welcome. I wonder if this is taking forever because it's all the way in Europe. Come on, guys. Oh, wait a second. Did I even fucking save? I didn't even save. Life is a highway. I'm gonna ride it all night long. Okay. It's so funny. Yeah, I've like completely normalized, like, oh, if I just type a thing, it'll save it. But it's like, oh no, they have like a button, you dumb bitch. So this is hanging because it's like, I don't know what to do. No, I don't want that. Okay. It'll take hours or perhaps forever if you don't click the save button. Anyway, I've been thinking of starting a cult. An ethical cult, though, of course. Naturally. Why is this bookmark here? Go away. Sometimes I'll just like go on my phone. Evergreen statement. I'll go to the webpage on my phone just to try it on a different device. I don't think I've gone to jort.technology on my phone since I got the phone years ago. Ow, son of a bitch. elbow. I was trying to like show you that the domain works. Jort.technology. Jort sort. Boom. Anyway. Son of a bitch. My arms are sore too. Class yesterday was wasn't like very active, but it was like flexibility wise. A lot of weight on my arms. I'm getting very strong. Anyway. It does work. Nope. There we go. Cool. We've got... Why did Jort sort work? I keep forgetting... I wish there was like, I know this is like the root... like... parent tree. I keep clicking on overview, thinking it's an overview for everything. I think if they put Glitchjams Live down here and then just have Generation up there, I would know to click that. Just like a UI suggestion. But why doesn't this work? Anyway, Georgia Technology works. Jams Live doesn't work. It's a 4 of 4, even though... Well, let's delete that. Alan said regarding cult, go on. It's about as far as I thought about it. Okay. So that is a Git repo. That was a zip upload. Let's try what non-read only. Oh, and I gotta set up a redirect on Glitch. Let's go to dashboard. Short. You know, it'd be funny if I just set the redirect to Georgia Technology and I didn't update the domain on my domain name service, which originally had a redirect to sort.glitch.me, and it just was constantly redirecting to each other. The browser would be like, okay, this is a fuck enough, but it would be a funny mistake to make. It sounds like a mistake that I would have made. Actually, I know I've made in the past because I know that the browser eventually is like, you need to cut it out. But yeah. Cool, we got Jort sorted. Thank you. Namecheap. Okay. Let's look at my GitHub repos. This is just Live Laugh Blog. I have these just private because I don't want people cloning my own website. Presents are bugs we imported to render. Bugs Rock. It's my online store. It's in DigitalOcean. This are like old stuff. What's a static site? Oh damn, the DHML comp site. My friend Michael Rogers, if you're familiar with him, he helped me. He brought me in to host DHML Conf at JS Fest He sadly passed away from cancer a few weeks ago. And DHTMLComp's website is by far one of the best websites ever. Actually, I'll show it real quick. I guess it might be just .com. Yeah. He did a spectacular job with this. And there's Will Smith. He'll be greatly missed. He already is. Very much so. This is a fun event. That was in Oakland. My first time in Oakland. And it was great. It was 2014, I think. It was when, like, the Black Lives Matter movement had first started, and there were a lot of protests, and it's by Berkeley, so of course there's a lot of protests out of Berkeley. So we were like protesting and then like doing talks and like protesting at night, and it was just like a really like energetic, hopeful time in response to a lot of tragedy. It's crazy to think that that was already a decade ago in like the world we have today, but hopefully it is a pendulum that swings. I don't know. Anyway, what was I doing? I was looking at, yeah. This is my master's thesis. We can do Ask a Cop. That's my, like, jokey... Are those the only repos I have on here? I got rid of a lot of repos on GitHub because I'm trying to get off of GitHub. I guess we could also just find any public repo. How about that? Let's do... It doesn't have to be me. Let's do 11D base blog. Let's see if this will let us put in, like with DigitalOcean's app marketplace, you could say, here's my static site, and here's what you have to run. And for here, we would just say npm run build, I guess. Deploy this to your own site. Well, let's see. Usually you just have to say so the build runs npx 11t, but start also runs that with serve. So, I don't know, let's try it. Let's see what happens. We'll see what happens. Advanced settings. Branch we main. We'll keep, I think we're gonna keep the same directory. Oh, duh. Okay. Please look at my menu from here. Okay, entry point. And then the public directory. I think Let's see what tomls and whatevers they have on here. Site. Okay, it's publishing to underscore site. Get out of here, George Sort. We don't have any environment variables. Please check settings and try again. Skip? It should follow. So I guess just npm run build. Yeah. What if we just do npm run build? Command shell. I guess we have to look at the documentation. Builds are configured using YAML flow the root directory file. You specify the Docker image command to use. What if you don't have? Okay, so we have to use bin to run npm install npm run build. The repository is mounted inside the container under repo. Currently, auto-SSC attachment marks are file size site generators, not 11T. Let's see. For Vercel, it's probably similar. You just need to say where the build folder is, and they can just detect it. You know what? I gotta do it. Gotta go to Google. Sometimes DuckDuckGo just is like DuckDuck not going. This site's powered by 11D, static host EU. Docker image used for building. I had that, I have that. Oh, do I have to enter? That's not the greatest UI for that. It should have said that that's required. It didn't do like alert me like you have to enter something for the Docker image. Publish. Just some feedback, some light feedback. Done. Go to top. Okay. Go to bottom. Go to top. Go to bottom. Go to top. I'm just kidding. Here we have 11D base blocks, staticos EU. And here we go. Cool. So how I figured that out is for when you're deploying static sites to various services, it's not uncommon for them to have their own YAML, YML, YML, TOML, TOML files for configuring. If you even look at the 11T like official repo, what I looked at was they have built into it a netlify TOML of configuration, xoxo at 11T. There's a Vercel JSON file. Glitch never did its own YAML thing, but for generated static sites on Glitch, we put the configuration in the package.json file. So if you're deploying a site using any kind of framework to some service and you're having issues, just do what I did. Google the host and then like the framework and find a repo, somebody that's already got it working, and see if there is a configuration. So I saw static hosts at YAML, which the documentation says you can add. They'll generate it for you if you don't have it existing already, which is that wizard that they were showing here. But when I saw this, I was like, oh, they've entered that there. I didn't enter it in the form. It had a placeholder there. When I see placeholder text, and I assume that's what I should add, but if I don't add it, I assume that that is the default. And when I hit enter, it didn't say, hey, you're missing a required field. It just said, like, there's an issue. So that's just bad. Or, I don't want to be harsh. It's just poor, not ideal error catching. But oftentimes or not, you'll find somebody has done it similarly. So that's how I knew that this was right, which had the placeholder there. And site. So yeah, now we have that here. This isn't a project I needed to import, but I just wanted to see how it worked because I want to add it as a solution to my glitch blog post. So cool. So static EU, free. I haven't had to enter a credit card. Let's look at what support looks like. It's an email, okay. So in terms of community, there isn't any. It's just like a straight host. A blog. Really just like a change log, I guess. And I respect the privacy lean. Pricing, that's what I want to look at. So it's pay as you go. You get 10 gigabytes, 100 build minutes, and custom domains are free. Automatic HTTPS. Private repositories. I guess it means like you can import private repositories. I don't know. And use any Git provider. Which is nice. I think like DigitalOcean app marketplace. And then the only options were GitHub, GitLab, and what's Atlassian's fucking Git provider? Oh my gosh. Bitbucket. For 19 euros per member per month, you get more. Oh, this is bandwidth, not disk space. You get more bandwidth and build, plus password protected sites, branch previews will be a paid feature, team management, blah, blah, blah. And then there's enterprise. And if you know me, you know I like an even balance, not even balance, a good balance of like offers free but also has enterprise but isn't leaning heavily on enterprise. So yeah, I would recommend this. If you, I recommend this for people who are not faint of heart, who go in with an exploratory, hot, smart mind, who are willing to laugh at their own mistakes as well as those of others, who are okay with not like really descriptive error handling. I would say that if you are an educator using this, you have to like tell your students to follow directions to a T. But yeah, nice stuff. So shout out to is that Jens? Is that how it's pronounced? Badman. I will add that to my blog post. And let me delete this because I don't need this around. I don't want to like I wonder if they also it doesn't seem like they make them fall asleep, which you really shouldn't have to for static sites, but yeah. A tinkerer's mind, perhaps. Exactly, Alan. Yeah, so cool. We got Jort Technology up for free. I will use this for, I don't think I have any other static sites that have domains. I might move, I can move Make 8-Bit Art to here, and then I don't have to pay for it on DigitalOcean. I'm paying like $3 a month. But yeah, interesting. Yeah, let's see. Actually, you know what though? Let me look at the status stuff again. Make 8-Bit Art is by far my most widely used site. And it's the summertime, so it's fine. Usually during school year, a lot of students are using it. And when it goes down, it's the only site I have that when it goes down, I get messages about it. So I do actually have to be mindful of incidents and downtime. Fortunately, it's only for like new users because Make 8-Bit Art is a progressive web app, so if you've gone to the site before, it works offline. You're welcome, world. But this is something for me to consider for other static sites that I have. I just have to, like for stuff that I don't need, although I've been putting my static sites on jenschiffer.com, but I don't think I have any static sites attached to custom domains. Let me open up Namecheap again. Unlike the rest of you freaks, I don't hoard domains. I will buy a domain that I think is cool, but when a year comes around, if I've not used it, I let it go. Like I have Bugsrock online for my candle store, jenschiffer.com, jort.technology, Live Laugh blog, Make 8-Bit Art, Pixel Kitchen, which is my Mastodon instance, and that domain cost me, oh my god. That was where I was like, okay, I have to move off of this. I have to not run my own Mastodon instance because it's expensive. Pixel.kitchen. $58 fucking $98. $60. Oh, I'm so mad. Oh, plus an $18 ICANN fee. I was like, I turned the auto renew on that one off so fucking fast. I was like, that's insane. Too cheap for fancy TLDs. I mean, early on they got you like Pixel.kitchen cost $60 when I first got it. Let me tell you, when I first got it, I used to also have bitch.kitchen and glitch.kitchen. I gave those up immediately because I didn't use them. Let's see. So when I got Pixel Kitchen, it was when .kitchen just came out, which is like 2019, I think. Yeah. Pixel.kitchen in 2019 cost me $12.88. And then they said that, and I renewed it because I had my Mastodon instance and I did not have time to like completely move off of it. $59. But it was, how much was it? Ugh, God. Disgusting. Disgusting. I can't believe. Yeah. Anyway, getting rid of that one. Vart Institute. That's like an existing kind of like project people still look at. And that's it for my domains. I have Live Laugh Club, which I'll probably use for the code jam. Oh, and genmoney.biz, which used to be my old main, like genshiffer.com is now like my main site that I share, but I have genmoney.biz and I am keeping that because it's linked to in a bunch of places. But I know some of you freaks got hella domains. You want Stefan wants a 30-year fixed mortgage on your domain names. No price hikes for me. Honestly. Fastly acquired Domainer, and the guys from there are great. Shouts out to Eric. They are experts on domains, but we worked with them before either of us ended up at Fastly because we want to work on a project where like how can you give out like free domains to people, and they are experts on how domains work and TLDs and all that kind of stuff like that. So we talked a lot about like why the domains cost so much and like, you know, just like how it's essentially like what you would think of like with real estate. It is just like real estate. Like rich people like buy up and hoard thinking that they'll like be able to like make all the money back, and then like they don't, so they like increase the prices, and like it sucks. It fucking blows. Anyway, we got this going. And let's take a look at Coolify. Let me add to my to-do list that I have to add static hosts to the blog. Cool. Okay. Now's a good time to remind you to like and subscribe. And if you have suggestions for hosts to try out and you want to watch me fumble through it, let me know in the comments. And also you can find me on social, jenschiffer.com. I'm on Mastodon and Blue Sky and LinkedIn, here on YouTube. And also Pinterest, although there's is it called Cosmos? What is the Pinterest alternative? Cosmos. Measure tagging with AI. Oh, I didn't know it was like a... They have like an import from Pinterest kind of thing. But like Pinterest is filled with AI slop. And not only that, the ads are insane. Am I logged in? They'll have the weirdest, like, Amazon clickbaity. Be careful. I probably shouldn't share this on YouTube because sometimes there's some, like, weird stuff. Oh, that's cute. I'm gonna save that. I do have a Pinterest board called Siggy Zone, which is just animals with cigarettes. Where is it? Where's Siggy Zone? Hello? There we go. I just added this one. You can get this on Cosmos. Like, the way I use Pinterest is probably insane. But it's getting harder and harder to find, like, non-AI slop. I also don't... I've never smoked a cigarette in my life, and I don't think you should put cigarettes in your animals' mouths. But, if they're posted on Pinterest, I do share. Oh, this is actually... I already added this one, so actually let's remove that. I want to remove it. Yeah, this fucking... This one pisses me off. Get out of my board! I wasn't planning on getting pissed off about Pinterest on this stream. I have to edit it, delete it. Yeah, get out of here. Cool. That one's there. Anyway, I'm on Pinterest if you want to check that out. Okay. Coolify. What the... There's a lot going on this page. I've looked at this before. There's a lot. I think all you just need to know is it's open source, self-hostable. Heroku, Netlify, Vercel, alternative. Oh, they... Okay. Features. Free SSL certs, no vendor lock-in. So I guess it's open source and you can self-host it, or you can use their hosting. And I can imagine the infrastructure needed is not that of what a hobbyist would want to use. But $5 a month base price for all the servers, on the deployment server, email alerts. What does this mean? You need to bring your own servers from any cloud provider. Absolutely deployed on the server. You connect to the cloud while Coolify runs on our managed server. It's a bit more than what I want, but it is an option. Let's look at their merch. I'm pretty sure I looked at their merch before. Yeah, I recognize the C. I self-host, by the way. So they don't do that. Yeah, that's what I'm like. I'm like, wait, are you... Is the star for... I don't know if I want to create an account right now. $4 a month. Let's go to the docs. Oh yeah, so you need to have a host. Right? Coolify Cloud. So really it's a dashboard. So whether you're using their solution or not, you are self-hosting. Theirs is a dashboard that enables the deployment magic. And you can either do it self-hosted as well or use their cloud version. Middle management as a service. It's a great way to put it, Ohio. What's up? Let's see their sponsors. Clearly Hetzner, because they were linking to that. What's Gazonga? I always like to look at the sponsors of sites because, and I've mentioned this before, more often than not, you'll see casino sites because it's cheap advertising for them. There's a lot of like just casino spam, and they're like, let's get our avatars and links on the page by throwing a buck or two to popular services sites. And a lot of them do not even like filter them out, but I think people have caught on to it and have stopped enabling that. But none of these look like casino sites. I always just like to cryptojoblist.com. Like that's like, yeah, they're just sponsoring for backlinking. A lot of Mastodon hosted on Hetzner. It's a German company. Oh, there's a little guy. There's just a little guy on the server. You open up your computer and there's just like a little guy sitting there like, hey. What is... We notice you're browsing from a different part of the world. Why, yes. I want the New Jersey experience. But yeah, it's a German company, so makes sense that a lot of Mastodon's on there. The Eco Internet Award 2011. So they've been around for quite some time. Desireddomain.com. Shared. Comparable prices. Oh, interesting. Anyway, I forgot, why did I even mention Coolify? Oh yeah, Hacker News commenter said that they would just use that. Well, okay. JD Rockefeller with all your infrastructure and self-hosting. This is not a free option, and even like $5 you're not getting the hosting as well. So it's good if you have the money and it's like a large enough project. I would say that's not what I wanted. Now Doku is what Potch mentioned, and this makes it a breeze to deploy and manage web applications on your own server. So you create a droplet. A droplet on DigitalOcean is basically like your own, like, I guess like it's a shared hosted container. And you can have a droplet installed with whatever service you already want. So for example, with one click, you can create a droplet that's running WordPress, which is essentially probably I think it lets you choose what distro or distribution of Linux. It'll be like an Ubuntu box with a LAMP, Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP stack to run WordPress. So you don't have to set up the LAMP stack first and then install WordPress. That was like, I used to teach an intro to web development course for graduate computer science students in Montclair State. And like an early like lab assignment was like, we are setting up a LAMP stack. It's a humbling experience. And back then, I don't think DigitalOcean existed when I first taught the course. There was no Docker. There was no, what was the other, like, image building? Fuck, I forget what it was called. Anyway, you really had to like build your own stacks up. There wasn't a lot of like, oh, you can like deploy your like own image, at least not at like the hobby or like student level. And DigitalOcean really like made it easy on a paid cloud service to do that. Like here, you get like like less than 1 minute LAMP stack. The problem is though, is you still have to like maintain it. Stefan said I did LAMP on a Windows laptop. Yeah, we used Windows machines exclusively at the university because for one, Apple didn't provide student discounts back then. I think they might have education discounts now, but like they're nominal in nature. And also, this is before Chromebooks existed. We would have had even crappier machines like Chromebooks if Chromebooks existed. But we had like HP laptops. I used to have to like laptop carts. I know like teachers now have like their Chromebook carts and like had to wheel them around. You had to make sure that you plugged the cart in, or else the next day nobody's machines were charged. And there was always a teacher, a professor who like didn't plug the cart back in, and so they fucked over whoever was in the lab next day. But yeah. and with cPanel. So it might be worth exploring creating a Doku droplet. I would have to read through. This is a lot of like, let's see. Software included. So like what version are, oh wait, not. So this is by DigitalOcean. So they would keep the droplet up to date, I would assume. Like when I set up a Mastodon instance a couple years ago, it was a DigitalOcean droplet, but the version of Mastodon that was on that droplet was not the latest Mastodon version. I had to install it, create the droplet, set a Mastodon, and then I had to update it, which I fortunately had found this blog post. It was literally November 2022, because this was right after Elon had bought Twitter. I was already using Mastodon. I was on toot.cafe, still am, since like 2017. Shout out to Nolan Lawson who runs that instance. I have a private account on there. That account, you can only follow me. I'll accept your follow only if you've been inside my home with my consent. Don't break into my house so you can follow, so you can get permission to follow my private Mastodon account. But I created my own instance in November, and the DigitalOcean droplet, oh, literally right here, had 3.5.3, and we wanted to upgrade to 4.02. And so fortunately, I was updating it, and then I saw that Tim wrote a blog post that went through how to like install it. So, and then like it became harder to keep the instance up to date because it started requiring like a higher image of ImageMagick, which required a higher version of Ubuntu, and there's just so many like pieces to the Mastodon puzzle that I was like, you know what, this is like too much for me. And that's why Stefan Hayden in the chat is now my server admin. But you use a hosting solution for it as well. But yeah. So if you were to use this container, you would get the latest version, but like you would be responsible for keeping the container, both the Linux distribution up to date, but also Doku and all of its dependencies. So be mindful of that, because you'll have to keep up to date with security updates, most importantly. That was the issue I had. I'm fine with not having the newest like Mastodon features. I was like, but I need those security updates. And once it got to the point that I couldn't even get security updates running, I moved off. Yeah, he admins the web app. The sysadmin stuff is to like a host. Is it Masto host? I forget which one it was. And you pay for it. Quick start, SSH to the droplet. That's very easy to do. Configure. Once you've figured out some deploy applications using git push. Create the app. Create the backing services. Uses Postgres. And then link. And then deploy the app. Like, this I can do. This is not what I would recommend people who are using Glitch to like spin up like fun apps and they don't have sysadmin experience. I mean, I'm not gonna, that shouldn't stop you. It's just like, I wouldn't recommend this as like a solution you should depend on over the next couple of days before the shutdown happens in 4 days, after a holiday weekend. So, but I will explore this, and then that way you can like have it be Just like with like project name.glitch.me, you could have like project name dot like your domain, which is pretty cool. So I definitely plan on looking into this, but this seems like what Coolify is like the middle guy of doing. And so why have your stuff on DigitalOcean and then use Coolify when you could just use Doku? I wonder if they have a blog about it. And then I got a jet because it's 5 p.m. and I need a snack. I have to eat like, I can't eat within an hour of going to aerial yoga because again, you hang upside down, gravity is a thing, for better or worse. Okay, it's from, wow, oh, this is old. Holy shit. Okay. Here's the thing. I'm gonna try this, but I probably won't do it live. And here's why. This requires like attention, and I can't have the pressure of like being live and also like y'all in the chat like engaging with the chat and like talking out loud. I will like fuck it up. You see me fuck up trying to set up the static EU site, static host EU stuff. And I think if I probably would have made those same mistakes if I wasn't like live, but for this stuff, when I'm doing system and shit, I need to be stoned. It has to be dark outside. I need to have like my headphones on. I need to be in the fucking zone, Coke Zero on desk. And that is not an environment. I will never be stoned on stream. One, not a good role model move to make. It's legal, but that's not what I wanted how to represent myself. I also, if you think I talk too much now, I go off on so many fucking tangents, and I just like, if I'm by myself at my desk, I will like lock in, and I can't be like on stream for that. So what I am gonna try DigitalOcean. I'll screen record as I do it, and I'll write a blog post on Live Laugh Blog on how I set it up, and all my resources and stuff like that. But I do want to try it, because this seems like a really good solution. It's a shame pixel.kitchen costs $60 fucking dollars, because I would just use that domain. But this would be good, because this will be a great option for all of my Node apps, and to have like a subdomain, like that could be pretty great. So, and the droplet droplets start at $5, right? Scalable virtual machines, that's a great way to put it. Droplets are at $4. Droplets used to be $5 a month. Now they're $4, and then like you increase with usage if you need more stuff. Like my Mastodon droplet was like, I forget how much it was. I was using a droplet, and I was also using Spaces, which is like, Spaces is like S3. I guess, would it be comparable to S3? It's where all the images and stuff are saved. And I think that was like $5 a month. But Mastodon required more RAM. My memory on my Mastodon instance was always like 95 to 100%, and I was literally, I had 2 accounts on my instance. One was mine, one was Andy's. Andy never used it. I don't even think he ever like logged in once, but I put a placeholder there for him. But the memory was insane on the membrane, so. Anyway, I think that's it for me today. Puma's crying because he just had his dinner and Andy's got to give him his treats. I'm gonna have my treats and then I'm gonna go hang upside down like a bat. And then, for those of you who have the day off tomorrow, I hope you have a good 3-day weekend. If you do work on the weekends, I hope that you enjoy. Hopefully the worst people are on the beach. If you work on the beach, I'm so sorry. But yeah, I'll be back Monday. And, let me, where's my Streamlabs? Well, I can just go back and say, go to jenschiffer.com, follow me at Mastodon Blue Sky, follow me on LinkedIn, or just cyberbully Fastly for showing Glitchdown. We have, if you're in the New York, New Jersey area, Jamie and I are co-hosting Robot Karaoke at Wonderville on July 14th. That'll be fun. We have a couple other dates in July at other places that I'll share soon. And like and subscribe. Have a great weekend. And also stay hydrated and wear sunscreen. For God's sakes.